You know what, in the year 2018, I definitely think we could use some more acts of kindness, and she's here to help us with that. Her name is Lindsey Barr, the founder of World Changing Kids. How are you, Lindsey?
Good. How are you?
I'm very good. Great to see you here. Now, can you tell us a little bit about World Changing Kids? When did you create this?
Yeah. I started World Changing Kids in December 2014 when I launched our book, which is Plant a Garden of Kindness.
Okay.
It has 75 acts of kindness kids can do in their community.
Okay.
So I started with the book, not really knowing where I was going. And then it kept growing into what is now World Changing Kids. So we're an educational organization dedicated to character development, leadership development, and community building through active kindness.
Okay, so let's go back to 2014 then. Why did you decide to create this?
So I am the mom of two kids.
Yeah.
They're 7 and 10 now, but when they were young, I kept thinking of all the great parts of my own childhood that I wanted to recreate for them, you know, where the kids are out playing in the park till the street lights are on and they know all their neighbors and they can go back and forth between houses. And I would discuss this with other parents, you know, at the park or just walking dogs or something. And the parents would agree with me, but then kind of resign themselves to the fact that it can't be like that anymore.
Okay, yeah.
And I refused to accept that. I said, if we want these great things for our kids, we have to build it. So I kind of came up with this, which is a step-by-step guide to building community, really. So it's 75 acts of kindness kids can do in their community.
Okay.
And each act of kindness has its own page where the child can write who they did it for, how it made them feel. And the goal is you pick 52 of the acts of kindness and you do one a week for a year. By the end of the year, you'll know more of your neighbors, you'll have built a friendlier, more resilient community.
Okay, so a few years later then, how has it been received?
Really well, actually. So when I started this, I just said I have to do it. I just felt really pulled to do it. So I printed them in my basement and I bought a binding machine off Kijiji. And the first 400 copies we sold were that really grassroots version from my basement. And then I kind of got a little bit more, you know, professional and grew up a little bit. And so these are the printed, you know, I paid a printer to do this for the original version and our CHEO edition.
Yeah, because I see the CHEO logo on there. So explain to us how you're helping CHEO with this book.
Yeah, so I wanted to do something to help CHEO because it's the most fantastic hospital. We're so lucky to have it here. They've been so great. Not that my kids have ever had anything very serious, but every time we go in, they're so helpful. So this is a special edition where some of the acts of kindness have been changed to be CHEO specific. So there's one about make a kindness package for kids at CHEO. The lemonade stand, in the original edition, it says donate the proceeds from your lemonade stand to the charity of your choice. Here it says donate it to CHEO.
Oh, nice.
And then I split the proceeds with the CHEO Foundation. So we did a print run of 100 for that, and
That's wonderful. So how long has the CHEO, I guess, collaboration been going on for?
We launched it at the CHEO Telethon in June.
Okay.
So it's been 6 months.
Okay, because I would ask you an amount that you've raised so far, but won't put you on the spot.
I don't have it yet, but I'm going to total it and
fair
send
amount,
it. Yes. Yeah.
Which is great. You've also got a calendar, so let me just...
So this is our newest project. This is our World Changing Kids 2018 calendar. It lists 52 important dates that include religious celebrations, social justice dates, environmental dates. For each important date listed in blue, we will email the calendar owner a conversation starter that they can use to discuss the date with their child. So it will tell you what the date is, who celebrates it, why it's important, and most importantly, it gives you an action you can take as a family to honor the date.
Oh,
so
nice.
It's a year's worth of learning and action.
So people should get on it right now and get this calendar.
Yes.
Okay.
That'd be great.
What is the best we still have lots to get to, but the best way to get in touch with you for calendars and the books?
The books and the calendar are for sale on our website at worldchangingkids.ca.
I love that. Okay, so how about you're also taking this message and you're going into the schools with it.
Yeah.
So how are you doing this?
Yeah, so we've created a Year of Kindness program for schools, which we have launched the pilot this year at Charles Hulse Public School, and we'll be ready to launch it Ottawa-wide in September at other schools. So it consists of daily acts of kindness for the children that are read over the morning announcements by students, weekly acts of kindness being sent home to parents, a kickoff kindness assembly that we do at the beginning, and a final kindness celebration at the end of the year.
That's wonderful. And we're seeing some pictures as well. I'm guessing these are some children you must know?
Yes, 2 of them are my own and one is our friend. So that I just love the coexist sign. I think that's the way towards world peace.
Now, are you hoping that other schools will obviously come on board?
Yes, yeah. So I definitely want to start promoting that within other schools for a September start date. One of the exciting things about the program is that it is eligible for the Parent Reaching Out grant through the Ministry of Ontario.
Okay.
So that's actually how Charles Hulse got it this year. They applied for the Parent Reaching Out grant. And I think the deadline for that is around May. So I'm hoping to go, I can even go present to school councils, in the winter.
That's
for
wonderful.
That date.
Wow, you're changing the world. You know that, right?
Thank you.
That's a good thing. And you have a kindness petition,
Yes.
and I believe you have the kindness petition right here.
I did. I
Okay.
brought it for you to sign.
So now, what is this all about, this kindness petition?
So this was created with the MPP for my area, John Fraser, November 2015, when there was a bunch of hate graffiti put around religious organizations in Ottawa.
Okay.
We came up with this. It calls on the members of the Legislative Assembly of Ontario to stand up for love and kindness and speak out against all forms of hate and racism.
Okay, I'm going to sign this while
Yes,
you're
please.
describing it a bit more.
Yeah, so every time I get a signed page, I drop it off with John Fraser, and the following Tuesday, when he's in the Ontario Legislature, he reads it at the beginning of the session. So it just kind of sets an intention for kindness and reminds our elected officials that we are in support of kindness.
Awesome. I put down the Rogers address, but I'm not exactly sure where it is, so I don't know where we are. But you get it, though.
Yeah, that's enough.
How many signatures are you hoping to get in total for this petition?
I
Do you have a goal?
don't have a
set
goal,
in
but
mind?
that's an interesting, I just keep bringing it everywhere I go. And it's actually a great thing for classes too, because if you get a class to sign it, you can then request the video of John reading it in the Ontario Legislative
interesting.
Assembly. So that's a really good lesson for kids too, that they can see that their action, had a result.
That's amazing. You
Yeah.
are really changing the landscape here in Ottawa, and I love that
Thank you.
you're raising funds, you're helping kids just be better people out of the gate, and we appreciate your time here today.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Lindsey Barr. For more details, of course, worldchangingkids.ca. Keep changing the world.
Perfect. Thank
We
you very
appreciate
much.
that, and keep raising some money for CHEO as well. We
Yes.
appreciate that in a big way. Coming up, how about this? Do you remember the movie Legally Blonde? Well, now there's a play. Details next.